All right, a very, very pleasant morning, folks, and we apologize for the delay in the start of Your Goals Realized. And welcome to Dolores Jones and Haley Crossdale, Team JNFM. Hello.
Good morning, Nadine.
And a great Tuesday morning to you both. Today marks a first for the program, because today is the first time we're going to invite our listeners to call in live on air. All listeners, them calling, no better call. We're going to be live indeed.
Thank you, Nadine. A wonderful morning to you too, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Good morning to our listeners. Haley and I are ready and raring to go. Over the next 10 minutes, we're available in studio to answer your questions regarding all your financial matters.
All right, so here are the numbers that you can call to speak with Dolores and Haley. The numbers are 968-8327 or 968-8328. And I must say, Dolores, it's really great how the program has grown. You took our listeners stage by stage, goal identification, budget planning, creating a financial strategy, how to actualize an important goal to many, home ownership, investing for the education of our children, and this is just to name a few, and that's whole heap.
Nadine, it is indeed a wonderful program, and it has been great. We started the series in February, and so Your Goals Realized is actually 4 months old.
Wow.
However, in keeping with our corporate DNA, we want to hear from the persons whom we serve. So although listeners do send us questions and comments off here, there are some we believe that would prefer to speak to us on air. So listeners, give us a call right now. No question is too simple or too difficult to be discussed. We are all family. While we are waiting to hear from you, Haley will remind us of key points to a popular subject which we shared on an earlier program. Many persons showed an interest in this area. However, calling now, Haley will stop wherever she is to answer your call. So Haley's going to share on the steps to home ownership. Over to you, Haley.
Thank you, Dolores. Welcome back, Nadine, and good morning to everyone. One of the popular topics that we had covered was home ownership, as Dolores said, and I'm going to remind you of how to know when you are ready to take the big step to home ownership. Now, remember, when you call in over the next few minutes, your questions don't necessarily have to be about home ownership. I'll be happy to stop wherever I am, and Dolores and I will answer your financial questions and any questions you may have, and this also includes home ownership. As I discussed before, remember, before you apply for your mortgage, before you understand your personal financial situation, as this will assist you in helping to find out what you will be able to qualify for. Now, JN has made the process easier with their pre-qualification assessment, and this assessment will assist you to know the price point you can afford, and it helps you to determine your ability to service the loan. Remember, we had said that your ability to service a loan will be included, or it's part of your total debt service ratio, which should not exceed 40% of your monthly income. I'd gone through the steps of the pre-qualification interview, and I'm going to just remind us about a few of them. First, we need your job or income letter and your last 2 months' payslip. Then we need to know your financial obligations, your loans, your rent, your mortgage, your insurance payment. The loan officer may ask you to complete a statement of affairs. It's not that we're fastening into your business, but we just want to know your financial standpoint at that time when you're doing the application. And remember, as I mentioned before, the total debt service ratio should not exceed 40% of your monthly income. Your total debt service ratio is a total of all debts that are owed, including mortgage payment. And this mortgage payment is worked out by your mortgage officer. And if you're an NHT contributor or you're qualified for your NHT benefits, tell the loan officer. Many institutions like JNBS offer joint finance programs with the NHT. Now that we have some ammunition and you have identified that property you want to call your home, we can look at the steps to owning that home. First, you're going to assess your savings. Now, this is where the financial advisor like Dolores and the rest of the team at JN Fund Managers comes in. Then, you're going to ensure that you have the adequate funds to cover all the expenses such as evaluation reports, surveyors reports, closing costs, and attorney's fees. I usually advise approximately 30 to 35% of the purchase price to be saved, which needs to be saved to deal with these expenses. And as I've given before an example, let's say the house costs $10 million. That 30% of the fees that you'd need to cover, including the deposit, would be about $3 million. So that's what we need to be planning for. When you go to visit the property or to view the property, you need to make notes of any defects or challenges or possible repairs that are needed or any possible breaches in the restrictive covenants. Now, in some instances, you may be asked to have these corrected, or if you have the funds available to make the corrections, that's if you really, really, really want the property. Now, again, here you can negotiate with the vendor regarding the purchase price. Then we enter into an agreement for sale with the vendor, and some vendors will negotiate the price with you. So explore that possibility again. After you've done all of that, approach your financial institution, such as JN again, to start the mortgage application. And the rep will provide you with a list of documents needed to make that final step towards owning that home.
Haley was correct on the most difficult part of the process, generally being able to accumulate your deposit. And that's why at JNFM, the advisory team stands ready to work with you.
Okay, so we have a caller on the line. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning to you.
I was listening to the program, and you guys are very informative. It's nice to have such a program on the radio in the morning. But
Awesome.
Thank you.
Me and my friends, we always hear about retirement and all those things, and we're not thinking so deeply about those things because you're probably 28 and 30 years old, so you're probably thinking about playing sports and all them things. But what would you advise?
Morning, you have a question?
It is critical, listener, that from the day you start working, you think about retirement. Because retirement is one of those things in life that we cannot put off. I know as you get deeper in your job, you might be involved in a pension plan. But to inform you that for most persons, just saving in a regular pension plan is not enough. So in addition to being part of a regular pension fund, we actually encourage as you plan for your goals in life, on that slip of paper, maybe number 4 or 5, retirement must be written, and you must start putting down some funds towards retirement from that very early age, so that you're not surprised when you get to the stage where you realize that the pension fund alone is not able to satisfy.
Right.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
I think it's a retraining of the brain of how we think, generally
Right.
speaking, as Jamaicans. We have another call. Did she answer your question?
Yeah, and
Okay. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you, listener.
All right.
Yep.
Hello, Love 101. Good morning.
Good morning, Nadine. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Thank you so much for calling. Go ahead, Dolores and Haley are here.
Good morning, listener.
Good morning, Dolores and Ailey.
What's
Good morning.
What's your name?
My name is Perline.
All right, Carlene, go ahead.
Hi, Carlene.
Here's the question, or here's what I need to find out. You have the mortgage. You know about the house, but it's one of those houses that was built way long time, and the mortgage is high. The rest of the bills are there. Everything is there. How do you go about getting the updates that you need for the home? And I'm not talking any fancy anything. I'm talking just workable updates.
You mean in terms of improving the home?
Right.
Oh, listeners, a lot of us have skills that we really do not know that we have. And it doesn't mean any fancy. You can plan.
No.
So, for example, if you're in a job, for example, in Christmas, we get a little bonus, a part of it. So you do it in stages. So you say this year, it's for the kitchen or it's for the bathroom. So two things. You can save as a goal. You can put home repair as a goal, and you can start putting down little sums towards it so that you can reward yourself, for example, leading up to Christmas. And you do not have to do it in one go. You can take it in stages. Rome was not built in one go.
Right.
And the house that you have, which you say it was a long time, I'm sure it is looking much different from where it was now. And it can look much better, but you have to do it in stages. You do not have to say, because everybody else is doing it, I am going to do it too. You also have to look on your personal circumstances and take it in stages. And a lot of do-it-yourself. I watch HGTV, and I can tell you that I have learned to do a lot of things myself.
What were you going to say?
It's not. They look like you or look like that. That's not the point. The point is, does the mortgage company have anything in place? I know you say saving, and I agree, but saving. I mean, you save and you want the money to do something else, and you go in there and you take it out and you use it. Does the mortgage company have anything in place that you can save deliberately just for that kind of thing, for home improvement?
There is normally, through NOJN, they have a partner plan that you can save towards a particular goal for a particular time, right? A particular time. Or, as the laureate says, you have to be a little disciplined, that you know that this is the goal that you're working towards. So you put aside some funds on a monthly, weekly, or even daily basis, that this is the goal that you're working towards.
And to add to that, listener, there is also a product that is called an home equity loan, where depending on the balance you have on that property, you can actually use the home as security to get a home equity loan. So you can actually use that to improve the property.
Okay. Thanks much.
All right.
You're most
Thank you so
welcome.
much for calling. All right. Any other information that we'd like to share today? We can take one more call, 968-8327, 968-8328, and we trust that this is being of help to you. Anything else you want to mention, Dolores, Haley?
Just to mention, Nadine, to our listeners, we do appreciate you being a part of this program every week. And going forward, we want to open the lines from time to time to ensure that we are actually serving you, our listeners.
All right. That's it for today? No more calls for today? All right. Well, we thank you so much for listening. And we have to do this another time. What we'll do is warn them from early, and we can plan it and indeed have persons calling in to ask their questions. Yes, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Yes, I just want to follow up on what the gentleman questioned.
Yes, go ahead, listener.
What's your name, sweetie?
I'm Andrea.
Andrea, all right.
Yes. I just want to find out if JN have a pension plan.
Absolutely, we do. So Jane is a full-service pension provider. At Gen Fund Managers, we offer a superannuation fund so that we manage pension funds for companies. But on the other side, there is the individual retirement scheme. And this is for persons who are not in formal employment. So
Right, because I just want to share a small amount, I think. I have a small business, and
Absolutely.
I have an account with JN, but I'm not a pension one. What can I do? I will hang up and listen on the radio.
Absolutely.
Thanks for
One of the-
calling, Andrea.
Yes,
Right.
you're welcome.
She's going to listen.
Thanks, Andrea. One of the first things that I'm going to ask you to do, Andrea, is after the program, you give us a call, because I'd like to sit with you. Because when I hear persons that are not planning for retirement, I immediately want to jump into action. So the individual retirement scheme is for all persons, small business owners like yourself, Andrea, and other persons who are not in a formal pension scheme and who know and accept that they must plan for their retirement. So it allows you to save for your retirement in a very disciplined way. So Andrea, I'm open to discuss and to start the process with you.
So that will help her to know how she can switch over from her regular savings
into a formal retirement plan.
Andrea, what number should Andrea call? Andrea, take out your pen.
It's 877-2612. And I'll also repeat for all the numbers. You can text us, Andrea, on 877-2612, and I definitely will get back in touch with you.
All right. And then there's an email, jnfundmanagers@jnbs.com. Ladies, thank you so much for coming. Anything you want to say before we wrap?
Certainly, Nadine. Listeners, please continue to text us your questions and to email us at jnfundmanagers.com. Also, please contact us through our website, which has a chock full of information. So visit our website page at your leisure, and we will help you to the next step of your life. Thank you all. Have a good morning.
Thank you so much, Dolores and Haley. I'm Nadine Blair, and this has been Your Goals Realized. Catch us again next week, God willing, for another program in the series.